What is going on, guys? Zach here, back with another video, and today I want to talk about the top 5 knives that I think you guys should own. So without further ado, let's get into it. So all of these knives are going to be around $100 or less, some significantly less and some a little bit more. So the first knife comes from a company we're all probably familiar with, and that is CIVI. Now this specific one is the CIVI Praxis. I'll give you a good overall here. Now this knife has a 3.75 inch blade, a nice OD green G10 handle, and an overall length of 8.43 inches. You have a very nice black washed 9CR18 MOV blade, which is pretty good for a knife that right now is $42.50 on Amazon. There's actually a 20% off coupon. So you can get this knife for right about $35, which for this is absolutely killer. It's already an amazing deal at $42, but even more so at middle $30. So you do have a liner lock with a pivot running on ball bearings. And so you get an incredibly smooth action for a budget knife. And that is why this is one of the ones I recommend. And really, you could put any CIVI knife on this list and it would do just fine. So my number one pick for top knives I think anybody should own is the CIVI Praxis. The second is the Kaiser drop bear. And this knife is absolutely fantastic. You have a very bug out reminiscent silhouette. This knife reminds me a ton of the Benchmade bug out, but it's about a third of the price, which you can't beat that. You have a 3-inch blade with 7.2 inches overall, 154 cm black coated on the blade, and you have a really nice purple accent on the thumb stud. I wasn't sure about it when I first got this knife, but it's really growing on me. And you have a very nice velvety soft aluminum handle, deep carry pocket clip, and Kaiser's clutch lock, which is Kaiser's version of Benchmade's Axis lock. I prefer the clutch lock over Benchmade's lock anyway. It's adjustable, you can adjust the tension, plus with Kaiser, you do get extra hardware in the box, which comes with extra springs, which Benchmade doesn't do. So that's a plus on the Kaiser. And this knife comes in right at about $120, $119, $100. So a little bit over that $100 budget, but this is a knife that I think is well worth it if you can afford it. Now is an automatic knife that I think everybody should own. It's gonna be in that $50, $60, $70 range, depending on what you get, depending on who you get it from. The knife that we probably all know is gonna be this guy. And this one specifically comes from Smoky Mountain Knife Works in their exclusive Boba Fett colorway. I'm not sure if these are still available. If I can find a link, I will. But you have a push button out the side automatic knife with a black coated blade, aluminum handles, and a deep carry pocket clip that is finished in a style reminiscent of the Star Wars character Boba Fett. I'm a very big Star Wars fan. Some might even say nerd. And so for that reason, I had to pick this up when Smoky Mountain Knife Works released it. I want to say probably 2 or 3 years ago. So it was a no-brainer for me to pick up. At the time, it was about $55 to $60. You have a blade length of 3.25 inches and an overall length of 7.625 inches. And so this being an automatic knife, check with your local laws. I'm no lawyer and I'm not recommending that you break any laws, but if you're gonna pick this up, please check your local laws, make sure that you are not carrying anything illegal. Now the fixed blade that I would recommend anybody have comes from no surprise. If you are familiar with me and my channel at all, you know that I'm gonna recommend the Bradford Guardian 3. This specific one is in AEBL steel, which sacrifices some of the edge retention and toughness for corrosion resistance. And for me, corrosion resistance is more of a necessity than the other two. I can take care of a blade, I can hone an edge back, I can sharpen it, it doesn't matter. This specific configuration is the 3D micarta handles, black micarta handle, black wash blade, and like I said, the AEBL steel. For me, that was the best option and one of the cheapest that you can get this knife. I paid about $120, $130 at the time. It's about what they're going for, but with the Bradford Guardian 3, and one of the reasons I recommend it so heavily is because there are so many options. You could get this knife in any configuration under the sun. They have, I think Bradford does 3 or 4, maybe 5 different steels depending on the dealer. Some have dealer exclusives, and so be on the lookout for that, hunt for them. From my knowledge right now, they offer the Bradford Guardian 3 in Bowler N690, AEBL, M390, and I want to say there is an exclusive out there in CPM 3V, which is a fantastic steel. But again, this is the option that I went with, and this is the belt sheath that it comes with, which I find pretty good for what it is. I haven't changed the sheath. This is still the stock sheath. And if you can tell, it's very, very worn because I carry this knife every single day since the day that I got it. I love this knife, and one that I would recommend 100% if you're just starting to get into fixed blades, or on the flip end, if you're into fixed blades already and are looking for something new. The last knife that I have on here kind of falls under the weird classification that I would put in the knife category. It more falls under the blade category because what we're talking about is this guy, the Milwaukee 1505. I prefer to always carry some type of utility blade on me. This guy is one of my main drivers at work, and honestly, outside of work as well, because you do have a typical razor style utility blade with the added function of a locking bit driver on the back end. And
hello darkness, my old friend, I've come to...
That's weird. The Milwaukee 1505 comes in anywhere between $20 and $25 depending on the retailer that you get it from. This is number 5 on the knives, and what rounds out this list of knives that I think everybody should add to your carry and knives that I think everybody should own. So let me know what your recommendations for knives that you think everybody should own down in the comments. Let's have a discussion, and if you've made it this far in the video and you haven't subscribed to this channel, what are you even doing? So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button while you're at it, and with that being said, until next time, peace.